So right now I'm just gonna put a little pump of, this is the Urban Decay All Nighter. It's completely full coverage. There is other brands that we have found that is cheaper that you can get at the drugstore, Ulta, Walmart, Target. They are also completely full coverage. I'm putting this all over her face. I mean, on her eyes, her lips, everything, because we're not gonna do an actual eye primer. We're just gonna put the face makeup on, and then we're gonna put concealer over the eyelids just to prime it up a little bit to help the eyeshadow stay a little longer. We are gonna do concealer next. I use the Arbonne, the Real Conceal. You wanna make sure you get a shade or two lighter than the child's skin. You want it to be a little bit lighter. I know some people like to do the concealer underneath the face makeup. It's kind of defeating the purpose. Because once you do that, it kind of wipes away that concealer. Look up. Just put a little dab underneath, a little stripe, a little dip here. Blend it in with your sponge, your fingers, your brush, whatever you're using. You can just kind of blend it in under the eye. I kind of pull hers down just a smidge bit close. This is where we're gonna prime the eyes for the eyeshadow. You don't need tons up there, just a little bit. So we're gonna start out. This is the Meet Matte Nude palette. It's by The Balm. I also found a comparable palette from e.l.f. and it's called the Smoky palette. It has a lot of the same colors. They're all matte colors. The first one I'm gonna take is this little camel color right here. Dust it off, cover their lid. It doesn't need much. You're gonna kind of bring it up above the crease a little bit, just right above that crease. You can bring it out a little bit. I'm just gonna do just a smidge more. Very natural, very neutral. Okay, then I'm gonna take a fluffier brush, not as compact as this one is. This dark shade, this dark brown right here, get just a little bit goes a long way. Keep your eyes open. Don't look up, just keep your eyes, just look straight ahead. You're gonna take this in their crease and do a windshield wiper motion. Just go back and forth, back and forth. It's gonna keep building the more you do it. It's super easy, promise. All right, now close. And it looks kind of crazy right now. I just need a little bit more right in the center. But we're gonna blend it in just a second. So see how it's kind of covered some of that? And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in with that camel color we'll use on the lid, close, and just kind of pack it right there and just kind of blend it just a smidge bit. It doesn't need to be super blended. We still wanna see that dark color. And then you can take your brown color back and just kind of go back over just a little bit. Open. You want to be able to see that lighter color right at the lash, and you want to see a little bit of a deeper color right there. Open up right here in the crease. You want to be able to see that just because it kind of makes their eyes pop a little bit more. The browns are nice little neutral shades that go good with any eye color. Green, blue, browns. Makes their eyes open up a little bit more. Next we're gonna do is the mascara. Any mascara will do. This is this It Cosmetic mascara. You can use any kind of drugstore mascara, anything you want. Slowly blink, don't blink hard. There you go. Just lightly coat your lashes. Change arms. Lightly coat their lashes. Doesn't need a lot. Something to help them blend just a little bit when we put the lashes on. Okay. See, doesn't need much. These are the eyelashes we're using this year. It's the Ardell Demi Wispies. There's no number. It's literally just called the Demi Wispies. So what you're gonna do is cut them to fit the child's eye. Put a little glue on the band. I just kind of like, what I really do is I kind of let it bubble up, like that's a little bubble, and I just kind of use that whole thing and just kind of spread it all across the band. Let it dry a second. You want it to be kind of tacky, not super wet. All right, you ready? Once their eyelashes have been primed with a little bit of mascara, just a smidge bit, you don't need a lot. Close your eye. You can use tweezers with this. I prefer not to. That's a preference. I know a lot of people would rather use tweezers when they put eyelashes on. I can't really do it that well with tweezers, so I just kind of use my fingers and kind of put it where I want it. Keep your eyes closed. Make sure they're down. You want to put them right near the lash line. Don't put them on top of the lashes, but right near the lash line. Keep your eyes closed. Let it dry a little bit. Okay, open. Now what you can also do, and what I have her normally do, is once the lashes are pretty dry, I have her go back over with the mascara. Like I said earlier, it doesn't matter what mascara you use as long as it's black or extra black, or I think there's a dark black, I'm assuming. It's black. The lashes are black. You don't want brown eyelashes with the fake black eyelashes. Then you're just gonna go back over once it's a little dry and just kind of do a little bit like this, so just kind of like melds the two lashes together. The Sephora contour palette. It's $28 at Sephora. There are cheaper palettes out there. e.l.f. has a palette. Wet n Wild has a palette. And so there's a couple other brands that have contour palettes. You want one that's got a different variety of different browns, because some kids are gonna need darker than other kids are. I'm gonna use this lighter shade right here. It looks really dark, but we're gonna blend it. We're not gonna go crazy with the contour. She just needs just a little bit. Have them make a kissy face. Here's her cheekbone right here. You just wanna kinda go right under. I'm using an angled brush. You can use a smaller brush. I would not suggest using a big brush like this. It's gonna cover their whole face. You can use a smaller one though. You don't have to have it angled. I just prefer an angled brush. If you have a regular blush brush that you just wanna use that, that's perfectly fine. And then you're just gonna take it and just kind of swoop it up a little bit. Go right under that cheekbone, all right? Knock off the excess, and then you're just gonna kind of blend it. So you're just gonna make little small circles. You can kind of swipe it a little bit. You just wanna cut her cheek out just a little bit. You don't wanna go crazy with the contour and do like the straight lines and over here and under here. You don't wanna do all that. We just want a little bit, just to put a little bit of color back in their face. And you can kind of see, you can kind of judge. It's not, you know, if you use a darker one, if it's too dark, you can do a lot of blending. Sometimes I'll go back through with the sponge that I've used on her face earlier for the makeup and just kind of blend it in a little bit. Same kind of concept, what we did with the concealer, just kind of dragging it out a little bit, and that helps blend. You just get a smidge right through here, and that's really what you want to see, just to kind of give her cheek some life. And then what I'm going to do is get some blush. We don't have a preference. I like this Laura Geller. It's Baked Blush and Brighten. It's got a little bit of shimmer to it. It's really pink. It doesn't look this pink on the cheek. Get a little bit, say cheese. Dab it right here on the apples of her cheeks, just a little bit. You don't want to go up like we used to do, just a little bit right here, because you don't want to kind of cover that contour that we had before. And then if you need to, blend it out if it's a little too much. This actually looks good enough. Just kind of gives her a little color right through here. And then once you're done with that, highlighter palette. We're gonna do a little bit of highlighting. This is also the Sephora highlighting palette, $28 once again. Ooh. And there's other brands. I found a really good one that e.l.f. makes. You can get that at Target. It's $6. It's a beautiful shade. Let's see, I'm gonna take this white shade right here. dab it in there, get you a smaller brush, or up a little bit, come down, right up at the apples of their cheek, just to highlight the top of the cheekbone. Just a little bit. I go a little crazy sometimes. And then also too, I'm gonna put a little bit underneath her brow. Right there at that brow bone, right in the corner, just to brighten that up. It kind of ties in the earlier highlight that we did on her cheekbone.